Well, good morning, my darlings, and welcome to Judith and Wallace Psychic Twins. And we're going to be, it's going to be such a good show today, kiddies. We're on the, we're on the bloody warpath. I'm saying, aren't we, Dale? We're a bit sort of.
We are on the warpath. We've sort of a bit. That's enough now. Enough of being nice and enough of being
We're on the warpath
calm
today.
and collected, and we're not there anymore. It's not really us to be cool, calm, and collected. And probably the last couple of videos have been a bit calm, sort of. But we're past that. I said to Wallace, we're back, and
We've been finding our feet, darlings. We've been finding our feet. Now, before we get into all of the readings, let's check the time. So we got 40 minutes. We're going to give you 40 minutes. We're really going to be mustered on this. 45 max, because that's not a bad video. So 40 to 45 minutes, we're going to hold you up, and you're going to get your cuppa. You're going to need it. Strap yourself in and into your seat, and because it might be a bit turbulent. And over to you, Judy. You're going to do the intro today on the housekeeping.
Oh, yeah, housekeeping. Well, I guess if you really, really like us, and we've got this goal, and look, we love you to help us. Tell everybody. But we've got this goal. We want to get to 100,000. And from where we are now, that might seem a bit of a stretch, but we can do it. It's just people telling people. We know that. And help from spirit, of course. So our goal is 100,000. So if you like us and tell others, that's one thing. Hit on the button or subscribe. And
if you haven't subscribed, subscribe.
Subscribe. We want you to subscribe. That would be fantastic. Make sure you buy us. Well, you don't have to. But it'd be nice if you want to. You can buy us a coffee. You can do whatever you want. We're just throwing out these suggestions. But we're here, and we're going to give you all this information. Just a little bit of a help, a little bit of a push along. So that's part of our housekeeping today. One of the other things that Wallace and I talked about, and at length, is that in the next few months coming, and that'll include this month, we want to start giving you something, like some incentive, something. We like to give back, and it's good because we know that money is just an energy and it goes round, and you might feel at the moment like that's, a load of BS because you've got none. But that's all about thinking. Anyway, Wallace covers off on some of that in her show on Wednesdays on Couple with Wallace. But we're this month, we've got a little bit of we've got a special for you, and we want you to take it up. If you take up and organise a reading, an appointment with us, both of us, and you get the reading from both of us, which is fantastic, double the trouble. And so what we're going to do is, if you book a reading, we're going to send you from Twinology, which is our other area of numbers, which we don't get into a lot on this channel, on this one, but we do have Twinology. So in there, if you book a reading, we're going to give you your ruling number, and you get an explanation on what that is. So don't worry about that now on what it is, but you get that, and it's very helpful, and it's quite detailed. And you also get, and this is important, you get your personal year number. We work out what your numbers are. You don't have to worry about that. And we give you your personal year numbers. Now, personal year numbers in a nutshell, just a nutshell, to make it short, personal year numbers are they're a roadmap, and they give you, you don't have to go slavishly to every month. But here's the good thing. It gives you a month by month idea, well, more than an idea,
Overview of
really.
your, a
Gives
life.
you a roadmap, a month by month, what that month, what it'll bring. So you're in June, you could look at July, you know what June's going to be, and it's a good idea to try and stick to some of it, because numbers matter. As astrology, it's all this big puzzle that all fits together, and it's not there for nothing. So booking, you get your numbers, you get your roadmap, and for the rest of this year, and hunky dory, you'll love it. And besides, you'll get a great reading. So that's anything I've forgotten, Wallace, in the housekeeping.
No, you need to go on to boldnotold.com.au to make the booking. And when you do it, you put in your little note on it. Just, just make a note that it's reading with Judith and I. Any
Just twins, twin
any
reading.
that
Just
are in
twin
there?
reading will do.
Sorry?
Twin reading will do. Just put in twin reading.
Yeah. But any readings that are in there at the moment, I'll also honour, and you'll get a copy of the same. So if you've already booked a reading with me, well then I'll we'll honour that as well. We'll give you a copy of that as well. So don't worry that you've missed out, because you haven't.
Wallace, is it safe to say that in the future that there'll be a little area there where people will click on for the reading for twins, like a twin, like a reading for twins?
I'll get that organised with Clara. But at the moment, when you go in and book it, just put twin, just on the notes, because you can leave notes, you can make a little note about things, but just put twin reading. Okay. All right. Any other questions you've got, you can email us at wallace@boldnotold.com.au, or, if you want to, make comments. And we need to, we'll cover off on that as well. Please make comments, because we love your comments. I hope we can go in and, make some comments back. Some things I don't answer. My midweek show is a little different. I've been able to go so far in and, return some comments on it. We'll try and do that. We'll try and get in and make some comments, not just leave you a heart. But you know that we really read all of your comments. We read every one of them, every single one of them. And we love your comments. So please make comments. If you can even make comments or ask us a question, and we'll answer those as well as. So the topic, Judy, for today.
Yes. Okay, Wallace, go, because I didn't write it down.
For today is the future of global leadership, and that includes some of of course, we always cover off on, watching the news, and that's, the crap in the US, because it does affect the rest of the world. It affects us. It affects everybody else. Everybody's, trying to, regroup and get their head around, the crap that's going on there, and the effect, not what's going on there so much as what's going on there that affects, the other leaderships and the other areas of the world. And there's a bit of that going on. We've got, the effect that all of that global has had on, America has had on the global leadership, like, in the Ukraine, where he's really pushed back. So we've got a pushback from the Ukraine. We've got all the stuff going on in England. There's been a bit of turmoil there. I think what's going on, and you can, butt in on this, Jude, but what I'm being told by my people, and I call them my people because I don't have any name for them yet. We don't have to label them anyway, just my people. But what I'm getting from my people is that they're saying that the UK is this is my word, not theirs, but lagging behind. The UK is dragging their feet a bit. Thank you. The UK comes in over this shoulder. So if you see me leaning, I'm leaning into what's being said. The UK is lagging behind on standing up for the issues that exist for them. They're being a bit a bit whingy and whiny about that, and they need to stop whinging and whining about it and doing something, speaking out, writing to their local members of parliament and doing more, do more, because whinging and whining doesn't change a thing, and we all do it. We all get into it in our own lives. I get into it in mine. There's times when if I don't have enough to do and I'm not busy enough, oh, you've got the most whingy, whiny person you can imagine. I get into all sorts of stuff. So all I'm saying is that that's what's going on in the UK. The Ukraine is standing up for themselves as normal, and they're pushing back against the lack of support from the US and the GOP and the lunatic. And the rest of the world are falling in behind them, and they're, gathering strength. It's like a stone that's being pushed up the hill, and it's gathering as it's gone up. And when it gets to the top to roll down, it'll sure be a big bugger. Okay,
I think what that was one of the things, wasn't it? We sort of had a bit of a chat about was that things that were coming in around us, and it was this not to be to do more, and I think do more in our own lives with also I've been, and I meant to tell you about this, Wallace. I
that's bloody right. I get left out again, and then you get.
Well, no, not again. No, you didn't get. No, you didn't get left out. We love you. But I got this book, and it only arrived a couple of days ago, and I forgot to tell you when when we were visiting, and it's a book by a lady.
Don't let her kid you that there's a sharing thing goes on.
Oh well, we've shared all our life. What are you whinging about it now? There you go. You're whinging. So I got this books, and this book's a really fantastic book in that it's a book by a lady called good on you, Judith. Anyway, the book is called Let Them. And a friend of mine told me about the book. She got it for her birthday, and she said, her daughter had got it, and she said, Mum, do you want me to buy you this book? And anyway, the book is called Let Them, and it's by a woman called Mel. And what was I'll think of her last name in a minute.
Can I make the suggestion, and I try and do it? If you've got a book or you've got something, bring it along and hold it up so people can see the cover and see it, because then you can show them anyway.
Yeah. That's right, but it's called Let Them.
Get off the jacket at the back,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's called Let Them, and it's a theory.
So don't be a spoiler, but let them. Briefly.
It's called the Let Them theory, and it's a great book to read and have, along with the topics today, not about world leaders, but about this overall feeling of getting in there and taking action. I'm not going to tell you about the book, but she started out at 41 years of age, $800,000 in debt. And that's a pretty that's a pretty sizable amount. So what she did then, and her husband had a failing business, restaurant business, and they had 3 kids and so on and so forth, and I guess, a mortgage. But anyway, $800,000 in debt at 41 years of age is pretty, if we all complain about $20,000 or whatever, but that's pretty sizable. And she didn't know what she was going to do. And it was about, how do you even get out of bed and begin your life and be positive and all those sort of things. So she goes on to talk about those sorts of things and what she did in the beginning and what happened. And then she came up down the line after now at about 54 years of age or a little more, this book called Let Them. And Mel Robinson.
Mel Robinson.
I think her last name.
So, darlings.
Robbins. Mel Robbins, not Robinson. Robbins. Like the speaker, Robbins. She's not related, I think.
Okay, so if you want to buy it, there's a book to buy.
Yeah,
A little bit
well
more
worth it.
from us.
If you think things are bad, or you think you're in debt or whatever, it's a bit of an awakening, but it's also very supportive, and you can
Very uplifting.
still, and it's about taking action. So it leads us and dovetails back into this area of today, and we're going to push this a little bit on this taking action. Whether you feel like it's a little or a lot, it doesn't matter. You see, here's the thing: the
It's collective.
universe is huge, and it beats all at the same thing. So if we input into it, we've all got this beat going on that's exactly the same. So let's put in all the really positive things that we want.
All right.
Okay, Wallace.
Okay, all right. Now, the first thing I want to look at is, and I don't want to, it's not a long, drawn out thing, but I do want to have a quick look at the Musk thing. The wimpy pussy, yeah, yeah. The weaky, wimpy. I don't like what's happening to me. I don't like what people are saying. Oh yeah, well, you didn't mind ruining everybody's lives while you're at it.
And starving the
But
children.
anyway, Mr. Musk, and I've pulled out a few cards. So you just play with yours, and I'll just do my first little overview of my cards. So what I've been saying lately is these cards that I got, that I've been, these new ones, Cairo Marchetti cards, which are beautiful, voice and vision cards, and tarot, voice and vision tarot. I love them, love them, love the symbology. I'm into symbols and symbology and all that sort of thing. So I'm reading off that, and which I do. I read off the symbology of the cards. But what I'm finding is when I put these cards out, often there's another one, stuck in behind them, and the other one is very telling normally. So that's been happening too, which is a little bit interesting. So here we've got the Four of Cups. The Five of Cups was behind it, stuck tight, but came out. So that's an interesting thing, because this. This is very interesting, sitting in behind it, and I'll tell you about those in a minute. Queen of Coins came out, Ace of Coins, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Justice card. So, just briefly, overview for Mr. Musk, from me, is that yes, they're going to succeed. Congress is going to succeed in outlaw, or the Justice Department. They're going to succeed in making all that Musk did, in the capacity that he did it in, as a nobody, just an oligarch out there, stepping in on some deal he made with Trump, which actually I said, kiddies, didn't I? I said there was a deal he made with Trump. He gave him the money, and Trump gave him the authority to...
He gave him the presidency. Don't forget that.
No, he gave Musk the authority to take over all the government departments, so he could get some, bucks for new contracts and hold up his Tesla thing and his SpaceX stuff, and that he would be able to get out of all the court cases. That was the deal. I said it was the deal, and we'll be seeing that. We'll see it. But at the moment, there's a big fallout. They've had a big fallout. Trump's not giving anything in reply. Musk has changed his mind about what he thinks about all the stuff that Trump's doing, and all that. He's turned on him like a viper. Wait for it, kids. I said it a while ago. There would come a time when Musk turned on Trump and let out of the bag what went on with the elections. Wait for it. It's going to happen. So there's this whole very emotional thing going on around Musk. He's very emotional at the moment. He's in meltdown. He's having problems with the dollars and his money because, Tesla's gone for all, money. That's all gone. I don't think he'll resurrect that. I don't think he will. The board might do it if they get rid of him, but I think at the moment they've said he's got to come back to work 40 hours a week. Ha, ha, ha. And I mean, if I was a billionaire, I wouldn't want to be working 40 hours a week. But anyway, they've told him that's so. He's whimpering about everything. He's whining about everything. He's got hurt feelings at the moment, the poor little titty baby. And, you know, he's all wimpy and whiny because he doesn't like what people are saying about him. But in return, he's turning on, you know, Humpty Dumpty, and there's going to be a big brawl there. Trust me. The Justice card says to me that it's oh, it's not over till the fat lady sings, and she hasn't sang yet. Okay, that's my thing on Musk. There's more to come. Watch this space. Okay, Judy, yours.
Well, yeah, look, I'm probably, I turned over the King of Cups here. Well, of course, that's, you know, the emotional, that's him. And it was interesting what came along with that. There was this card and the one in behind it was an interesting card. And it certainly applies to now. You don't have to be, you know, Einstein to work it out that, you know, that the things have come crashing down, and we can't even say that out of the ashes rises the phoenix, because he's in huge. In a way, I mean, you know, with all the drugs and all the stuff, I mean, you know, he's probably keeping him up all night, you know, with his little box of tricks, and he's certainly having a very, very hard time of it, and you'll see more of that in the backlash, and we've been talking about that for, you know, a little while. As a matter of fact, we talked about, you know, tariffs and things last week, and one of the things that I said was about the 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, and I said, well, you know, let's look at 2 days, and within that 2 days, you know, they had the court thing that said that the tariffs were illegal and so on and so forth. So, you know, things are moving along.
And they are moving along. And
it's a bit, I know it's a circus. I know. Look, my heart goes out to American people, and for it the unknown. I mean, it's, you know, the book will help you, let them. But it's the unknown, and they're living in that awful time of, they don't, one day it's this, one day it's that. And you know what it's like. I mean, you get up with an idea, and the next day the idea is different, and something else the next day. I mean, it drives you nuts. You know, you do it for yourself and it drives you nuts. So I get, you know, my heart is, you know, really with the American people, and it's also with our topics today, with the rest of the world in change. But you know what? You see it here in Australia. We saw it in Canada. We've seen China, what they're doing. We've seen South Korea just in this last couple of days, the person that they voted in as president. We're seeing this. Look, we've got to say it. And we know hope can be an insidious little thing, but gee whiz, we got that hope of what's going on and what's happening worldwide, and it is, we can't say it isn't, and it is, and you know, it's positive, because we were listening to Pam Gregory. If people haven't heard of her, you probably have. Pam Gregory is probably
to have her on our show. We're
one of the world's top astrologers. And I mean, you know, look, she talks about the movement of planets and so on and so on. You can't stop all that. I mean, that's what it is. That's where things are plotted, and you know, you can take that to the bank. And these big movement this year, and movement of planets and things like that, and our connection to the planets, and we are, and our connection to, and one of the big things, I'm jumping a bit here, but one of the big things that's come out of it is manifestation. You can manifest, truly, you have it. You have the power. You have the power. You can manifest. What you focus on multiplies. So you can manifest something different. Think about this. Think about if a whole lot of people got together and they all focused on the same thing, positive things that they wanted. You watch the
Positive
change.
outcome, not all the problems,
Yeah.
not all the things.
Yeah, don't focus on the problems.
Okay, could we draw 3 cards? I want to get through this because you wanted us to, stay on track, and I know that we can digress. We absolutely can. I'd just like to just quickly, and I do want to mention the fact that I'll mention that in a minute. But just a quickie, the timing for this admin, the GOP and the future of it. What are we looking at? What are we looking at in timing? Can we draw 3 cards for that? Just 3, and just look at what, timing is around that.
Well, I'll tell you what I got. I could hear bells in the background, and I got a lot of bells. And I'm thinking those bells relate to Christmas bells.
Okay.
Chimes.
Yeah.
Christmassy. So, so I'm going to go up to the 6 months.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's what I was talking about. I was thinking that. I thought actually, it's escalating very quickly, and I think there's going to be a lot of revelations, a lot of stuff. I've got I got the 4 of coins, I've got the 3 of wands here, and I've got the hermit. I think there's this hermit for me keeps coming up in the readings, which is very interesting. And for me, the hermit always brings with it shining a light into the darkness. And there's a whole lot of stuff. We only hear the scratch of the scratch. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. There's 3 of wands for me. Their ship has sailed, left without them. The bloke standing on, get this, see? The bloke standing on the shore, the ship has sailed. And their ship has sailed, especially when you've got, GOP senators standing up. And, I call it the 3 C's: cruelty, collusion, and corruption. You when you got senators who stand up in front of people, and they, when they're confronted over the US aid and all the kids that are dying because of it, then they make some, ad hoc, and then they try and come back the next day and whitewash it.
Well, there's a little bit more in that too, Wallace, isn't
we're
there?
all going to die. And I thought, and you're the one who decides, bitch.
Yeah, well, she doesn't decide who dies and who doesn't.
About this today, Judith. I'm going to be very outspoken about it. Who has the right? Who has the right to make a decision about how many kids in the world, unfortunate kids in the world who relied upon the US aid, that this son of a bitch Musk pulled, and the other rabbit in the White House, and they pulled it all, and these people are suffering and kids are dying. And who says they have the right? Damn them all.
Well, Bill Gates hit the nail on the head, didn't he, when he said, Musk took away the money from the poorest children in the world.
It's a heinous.
And they've got to live with themselves. Yeah. Well,
everybody should be writing to Congress about it in the US and saying, how dare you? How dare you make a decision and a curtain call on children's lives and unfortunate people's lives? How disgusting and heinous. Don't get me going. I get really...
Well, the other thing is that's going to be interesting is that when all these senators, start backtracking and looking at themselves for this midterm, which we talked a little bit about last week, you watch if Musk gets himself all worked up about it and gets on too many drugs and that, he's going to go in there like he did with Trumpy and buy all the votes for the Democrats. And where are these, ratbags going to be? So
I'm telling you now, he's not opening his mouth, the big fat fella at the White House, but that's only because he's worried about Musk, because Musk just goes off at the mouth.
He didn't expect Musk to do what he's done. Anyway, what I got on that one...
Did you see what Johnson did when he was asked about it? And he went on about the 20-minute phone call he had with Musk on the phone. I thought, Get your hand off it, for God's sake. Go on, Judy. I'll be saying.
Okay, what I got and what was really, I think, two cards. You know, two cards here that were really important was, you know, the Ten of Wands, and you know, he's that's getting into, you know, there's just so much. And as I said, you know, look, spending nights, you know, getting into his little box to see what else he can take that he can cope with, and that goes for both of them. That goes for Trump and Musk, and
so we're giving the horrors, the 3 C's. We're giving them 6 months.
Yeah, we're giving them till Christmas. I heard a lot of bells and that, and I'm going to go with Christmas. We're going to see some, you know, pretty big changes, significant, and the road to recovery is behind the scenes, in place, but it has to take its course, because we as human beings, we chose to be here for the big show. That's a given. If you're walking around and you're still here, you know, I'm still standing, you're staying for the big show. And that was a prophecy from many, 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 many years ago. As a matter of fact, if you don't think about things, you forget them. But there was a prophecy at one time, and it was really, really, I thought about it at the time, and I thought, gee, you know, I wonder what the big show is. Well, you know, who would have known? But you're staying for the big show. So if you're staying for the big show, you better get armed. Arm yourself with all the positiveness, all the things that you can get for yourself, things you can listen to. Inundate yourself with positive, moving forward, being part of. And you are, whether you like it or not, you're here. So you're part of it. So if you're part of it, don't stand on the sidelines, because every person that inputs, every person on planet Earth that inputs positive and what they want and work on manifesting, that's what you'll get. Because we we create our own reality. So, you know, with all what's happening with the planets and everything, you've got everything on your side. This is the best time on planet Earth to be able to get what you want, move forward. Now, that may seem, as I said, a bit like, oh, I don't know what to do. Well, take action. It doesn't matter how little it is. Just take some action. Okay, well,
all right, before we go, I'd like to throw into the melting pot. I've made little notes here and I want to stick to them. The whole thing around, I'm going to take a punt on this. I'm going to give in a minute after you. I'll wait for you. But I want to put out there who you think's going to be the next president of the United States.
I'm going to go out of the ballpark here. I'm going to go. I'm going to go out left of field here.
Yeah.
And I got that. I got two letters, and I went, oh, is that, you know, is that possible? Could that happen? I'm going to put it out there. It's going to go close, but I'm going to put it out there. See what happens. Tim Walsh.
That's mine. That's mine too. That's exactly what I thought. I wanted to see if you picked it the same as me. He will. Yes, absolutely. Tim Walsh.
He'll run, and I tell you what,
I reckon he'll be the next president of the United States.
He's got a good show.
Will be.
He's got a good show. There's some good speakers. in there.
They're going to be looking for somebody who they're going to be looking. America has to be looking for somebody who's authentic, somebody who tells it as it is, somebody who's got some guts and will stand up to stuff. And, he fits all those bills. So we'll go with that, won't we, love? We'll just set.
We will. That was what I got. 2 letters came in, they flew in, and I thought,
yep.
Ooh. Oh dear. Am I actually going to say that? And yes, I am. And I have.
That's what I believe as well.
Yep.
And just on the leaving, with all of this stuff that's coming in, with all this stuff I just want to give what they've been giving me. There's going to be a contact from humanity. There's going to be contact with, extraterrestrials. I get that. If my mind gets into it, I go, what the? But I'm going to go with what I'm being told. There's going to be more and more people, more and more and more and more people contacting in the other side, because we're going to be getting valuable information from those that have passed on. Giving back to us, this channel, this back and forward. There's going to be more people able to, in mediumship, able to make those connections and contacts. The children coming in are coded. They're bringing with them information. They're giving me so much. There's so much going on, so much happening. We're at a time where we will struggle. If we think we're struggling now, we're going to be struggling in a different way to keep up. We're going to be struggling in a different way to get our heads around it and to keep up and to be looking at and living in and being part of an amazing and different world, and that's unfolding.
You'll be living a different life, but don't worry about the change and the difference, because that's exciting, because it's going to be so much better than the world as it is today. And look, for everything at that magnitude, come on, kiddies. Everything at that magnitude. If you're gonna live at that magnitude and you decided to stay for the big show, that's exciting. Because look at all the opportunities that's going to come out of that, and for yourself, how much better you're going to be. So my message before we go: stay positive, take action. It doesn't matter how small it is. If you come up with an idea, if you've thought about something, don't put it off and say to yourself, oh, I'll wait until this happens, or I'll see what's going on here. Because listen, you're not leaving your life to other people. You're creating your own reality yourself. And if enough people do that, watch things change.
Absolutely.
Believe that is how it works. It's not waiting for others. The woman who was $800,000 in debt didn't wait for others. She didn't know how she was going to get out of it, but she didn't wait for anybody. And her big message is, if you're waiting for somebody to come along and knock on the door and change your life, or governments to change it, or this circus that's going on around you, it ain't gonna happen. Because you can do it.
Okay.
All right. No, love yous.
Now, from me, before we go, of course, always on ending the video, always, when you go, I go with you. Absolutely, totally.
And me too.
You go with me. And we thank you so much for being on our show. We thank you for the comments. Lots of comments, please. And we thank you for your support, for your love, for your generosity. We thank you for all of you. And as I would like to say today, if I was and I am able to, and I hope you feel it, I am sending out and putting my arms around you all and giving you the warmest and most loving of hugs. Thank you from us, and we'll see you. I'll see you on Wednesdays with Wallace, but we'll see you next week on Judith and Wallace Psychic Twins. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Take care. Hugs.
Bye. Bye.